and to so and then
It's been a goddamn year of coronavirus. All we wanna do is feel good, baby, feeling good in this goddamn bitch. All I wanna do is feel good right now. I'm trying to get endorphins and serotonin and dopamine pumping in this goddamn hole. Trying to feel good, bitch, feel good. Feeling real good with the body, with the bottom of the motherfucking feet. I'm trying to feel good when I'm walking, when I'm talking, when I'm working. I'm trying to feel good, baby, please. Trying to feel good. I'm trying to feel good. I'm trying to feel
Yeah, as foolish as we are. Oh yeah, we danced till the sun came up. Oh yeah, we danced till the sun came up.
Sorry about that, guys. How you doing? Welcome to Monday Night Mayhem. This is the American, also known as the Sauce Boss. How you doing? We have Cuddling Kittens, Jen, Air Force vet, and Uncle Si up in here, Army vet. Say hi, folks.
Hi.
Hey all, thanks for tuning in.
Well, as you can tell, the host clientele have been upgraded to us, and you are welcome. You know, I know your eyes are probably tired, and now they can rest on the beauty that is Veterans Anonymous. Yeah, minus me missing a beard, looking young, getting banned off TikTok. I hope you guys had a great Mother's Day. For all the mothers out there, single moms, stepmoms, bonus moms, single dads, anyone that does the role for a child. Yeah, just I hope you guys had a good Mother's Day weekend out there, and that you gave love to the person that showed you love being a mom, because she gave you life and you like breathing, so you should at least appreciate it. So yeah, my Mother's Day weekend wasn't too bad. Sent some stuff out to my mom, went out to dinner with the wife and the boy, and yeah, just doing what we do. So we got a couple people in the house. We got Michael up in here, who just ordered a Hawaiian shirt from BBQSauce.com. Of course, we got Timmy T up in the house, Tom, and we got Christine. I'm sorry, I don't know everybody. I'm kind of single billing right now. I'm the only back-end manager here tonight.
Yeah, back-end manager.
Managing the back end.
That's what Judy said.
We got John. We got little Jay Lopez. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. She's going to be looking that up for a week. And then we got Ashley, who is officially a farmer. I saw her tiki-taki, and she had some plants growing. Not the kind I wanted her to grow, but they're pretty, all in the same. They're beautiful. They're like purplish, you know, whatever. I don't remember what they're called. Lavender? Yeah, they're lavender.
Lavender, yeah.
And then we got the train man, Dean. What's going on? Judy is in the lunchbox. That sounds bad. So,
off the rails already.
Jen, how'd your Mother's Day go? I know you are Madre.
Yeah, I have a 2.5-year-old daughter, and thankfully for my Mother's Day, my husband took care of her. So I was able to, catch up on schoolwork. Nothing too exciting, but very, very grateful for that. He stepped up, and I was pretty much kid-free.
Nice. Mother's Day. Get away from me, child.
Yes.
Fizzy water. Yay. There's no drinking things for the birds.
I have water, too. I've
Thank you.
almost hit my water goal.
And just to let you guys know, San Pellegrino does not quench thirst. I drink like 6 of these a day.
Is it the carbonation that's in it? That just seems like a tease.
Yeah, it's the carbonation. You can just like, and the cool thing about it is, well, out here in South Dakota, it's never really hot. But even on the day it got 70, I had one of these in my truck, jump back in, and it's never really warm. It's just always kind of like cool, fizzy.
Nice.
What is this use?
Are we sus? You sus?
I don't speak Alabama. She's converting. I need to put my jaw out like this. I might understand what she's talking about. Carbonation actually causes you to be more thirsty, in my opinion. I just drink it so I don't drink. So yeah.
And Bob Jordan has gotten another ban on the Facebook, so he's to his other account, Hubert G Reaction.
And Dave, how was your Mother's Day? Talk about it.
Yeah, it's like it always has been. Me and my dad play this stupid little game. It started with like back in the day when, dad would buy me presents to give to mom for Mother's Day because, like I didn't have a job. And then he would give her the next level up and make me look like a piece of shit. It's gone on. I bought her a freaking high-end printer one year. Dad goes out and get one 2 steps above, So this year, like before Christmas, I'm trying to talk to her and she's like, I've never had a mani-pedi at a salon. And I'm like, okay, I'll get you one of those for Christmas. She goes, no, save it for Mother's Day. I'm like, cool, great. 2 days before Mother's Day, I find out my dad had already talked to the neighbor behind to take her and my mom to go to a salon. And I'm like, great, Dad, cut me out again right at the knees. I got a good idea for a present, and you just swoop in there before I can, So I ended up giving her money, and she went and played bingo with her sister at a casino all day. So
righteous.
But yeah,
that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion. Just don't tell her anything. Just do it off the cuff. Like even just you got to be more like G14 classified with it. Take the little suggestions as they come.
Don't forget, my dad was a drill instructor and 2-time non-vet, so I'm fighting a losing battle against him. Just saying. I mean, growing up, I thought I was getting away with sneaking out of the house at night, and my dad, no, he knew it because the next day he's like screwing the windows shut.
Oh, hold on. It's Ashley Moon Butler's anniversary. It's an anniversary. Anniversary. You should play that song. It's by Tony. Amazing song. Good song. You guys should play that. You'll love it.
Yeah.
We can't really play it on here.
You and Mikey.
Happy anniversary to you and Mikey. Make sure you get him the premium Crayolas. Hey, Marlene. Reaper Lips up in the house.
Oh, hi, Reaper Lips.
Sorry, we don't have any Reaper. I went out to find jars today, and there was no jars. So no Reaper yet, but it just makes it more sought after when it does come back.
Oh, there's our favorite digger from down under.
Oh, every time you say that, I'm like, what?
Holy shit, Felix snorted. That's the first.
I have pent up laughter. So there's been a lack thereof, dealing with business. So yeah, we'll get into that later. Not talking about all that shit.
So sorry about that, Christine, and your dog and the skunk. Ew.
Thanks for saying it out loud there, Mike. Thanks for that last Reaper you didn't actually put on the website, but you put it on the website just for me.
I was watching that when you were doing it. You were like, hey, if you go on now, the label's kind of messed up, but we can still send it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I had excess, so I put it in a different jar. Not technically one of the jars that I normally sell. A jar that got clean, but it was a jar I didn't notice. It was a standard mason jar. It wasn't smooth, so the label's all, done up. But no, I need to go find, and that's the big issue right now, just shortages of everything. So, yeah. Woohoo! You is right.
Yeah, skunk smell. Oh, That's the nastiest. We had a cat that we used to way back in the day when you could like trust people, that we'd let indoor, outdoor, and it came back one time and like my mom instantly was like, nope, 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 nope.
Boot the cat. Oh, people talking shit.
And
That's so messed up.
The Sandlot. Guy has a lot of balls in his yard.
I actually would take the long way to go home because growing up as an only child, when I went home, I was either in my room or doing chores. So the longer I took to get home, the less time I had to do bullshit.
Whose phone is on?
Mine. My mom and dad keep calling me, and I told them, look, not at night. It's not good times at night. Call me in the daytime. We're all three don't work.
You know how you tell them to quit, stop them from calling? Like, Mom, Dad, at night I'm doing butt stuff, so don't call me.
I answered the phone one time, and I was like, this better be important. I was in the middle of beating off. My mom was like, I'll let you go. I'm like, no, I already stopped. What do you want?
Bob Jordan. Hubert. How you doing, Hubert? Hubert Humperdinck.
Yes, Jade, I silenced the phone.
Woo! Fire meatloaf, Italian sausage. I'm looking to see what that looks like.
Oh yeah, I'm curious about. I heard him talking about that, and I'm curious about this fire loaf Italian sausage bread. That sounds so good.
Ooh, that does look good. I got to get that up here. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm in the back doing.
And
doing
Felix
stuff.
wins for saying butt stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna do a video on TikTok earlier today because it was a video where it was a white guy going, "What would you do?" Like it was. What did he say? So if all white people on the planet disappear for 24 hours, what would you do? And I was gonna do a video like not really sell a lot of barbecue sauce. It was kind of. I had a bunch of funny ones, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. I'm like. Not be able to say any of my inappropriate jokes that I like saying because I'm usually the only black guy there. It was a myriad of things I could have said, but I'm like, nah, just whatever. I usually kind of leave a lot of that stuff for other people to comment on. But yeah, it was a pretty funny one. Let me see. Where is it at? I just downloaded it. There it is. All right, bring it in. This does look amazing, though. Not gonna lie, like especially if it was Reaper. Oh, that looks good. That freaking looks amazing, and I'm not even hungry.
Oh, that does look good. Oh yeah. Ooh. Ooh,
I want that for dinner.
Yeah.
Michael, when you coming over for dinner? Can you cook?
obviously, the man got some skills up in there.
Some.
Yeah.
Well, he is Navy, so he's really good with sausage. So, but no, he did a pretty decent order. He has a shirt. I just picked his work shirt up, a tan one like this. He's gonna get his name put over here. I'm gonna have it's gonna say Seaman. Yep, it's gonna say Seaman Michael.
Oh, that's funny.
Or it might not. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out when it comes. We don't know. I listen to the mustache. It tells me what to do. It's like, cut the beard. Get rid of it. Yeah, that does look amazing. That looks amazing. I haven't really cooked much. I cooked ribeyes the other night. I did a reverse sear where I seared them, then put them on the grill. And they came out muy perfecto. Like they were just banging. And I used a buddy of mine, Mike. He's out of Vegas. Blazing Star Barbecue's beef rub seasonings on them. And they were just fantastic. Why? Because I love using all kind, especially if it's a veteran-owned local something and that actually is good. I'll use it up. But yeah, Blazing Stars out of Vegas. We kind of collaborate. Salt and Pepper Barbecue out there on TikTok, and we do our thing. Once I get my lives back, because I lost live because I was on a video delivering product, and a guy who hasn't been on my video jumped in and saw me without a beard, and he commented on how young I look, and I said verbatim, I look so young, I card myself to go to the bathroom. and then TikTok says community guidelines violation, not old enough, like, you know, underage, whatever. Like, I was like, what? Like, thank you for the compliment, but. And then when they asked me for my ID, which I'm not sending TikTok, I sent them a picture of me doing this. So that really probably didn't, like, they're not going to review that. So I get them back tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, they're doing a lot of weird shit on that app right now. Like, it's still pretty free. You still have a lot of availability. Like, I'm getting on it to Instagram a lot more now, but it's boring because you can't play music, or you can play certain music, can't play certain music. You know.
Oh yeah, that one day on Instagram, like 3 different times you got deleted because of music in the background, like Prince. They wouldn't let you play Prince.
Well, they'd let me play the whole entire song till the end. Then they were like, "Nope." I'm like,
they were listening to it, probably jamming out.
They were jamming out. They're like, "Oh shit, we're supposed to stop it."
Yeah.
Holy goodness, holy but Jesus, John. Is that my imagination, or did Yellowbeard go from 10 weight to 30 weight? I don't know what he means.
I don't know what 10 weight to 30 weight would mean.
It is
like Yellowbeard
like
is
oil?
good.
Yellowbeard.
That's
Oh,
the mustard sauce, right?
Oh, he's talking about the viscosity of it. No, so the thing about when you're in a co-packing situation like I'm in, and I'm not here trying to just talk about business, but since you asked, I have a small co-packer, so the only consistency I have is in the batches of products he buys for each run. So we get our mustard and our seasonings from suppliers, and I've had, like, when I was making the sauce, because I've seen it, I've had my chili powder be lighter or darker depending on the batch. I've had my cayenne pepper be lighter or darker. I've had my mustard be a little heavier or lighter, you know. So we stick with the recipe as it goes, no matter what the look of the product is, because when you can't adjust it to meet whatever you might get, because like chili powder, that's all dependent on the plant and the processing and how they do it. So it does sometimes get a little bit shade darker, maybe a little bit thicker here and there. And the mustard's the one that's the most affected, because ketchup is pretty much standard how they make it. So it's just that mustard. So sometimes we have those issues, but the cool thing about it, and the thing that I care about the most, is that the taste is always on point. So other than that, I don't really worry about it. I used to get all twisted up, but my co-packer just told me to chill, stick with the recipe, and everything will be fine. Because as long as you stick with your standard, you'll never go wrong. So yeah. Sorry.
I freaking love that song now, bro. Every time I hear that song, I think of you.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yep, small batch changes. That's what make it small batch, because still consistently mine are small batches, because the industry standard is like 1,000 gallons, and I don't come anywhere near ordering 1,000 gallons from my wholesaler. Getting close, and that's the start, like 1,000 to 1,200 gallons of product. Yeah, so. Oh yeah, he was actually earlier. He was shirtless already, but then I was like, dude, you can't start off shirtless, because you can't go farther than that. You know, you start putting on more clothes and you look like the kid off of Christmas Story. You know, so yeah, no. And unfortunately, I don't really know what those two do on this show besides talk about shit that gets them kicked off, like wrestling, which I don't watch because I'm an adult. Where are they? They're not even on here. Everyone just tag Judy. I know they're busy, so even more so, tag them. Yeah, I know. I think
Judy's probably doing something gym related.
And Lunchbox, I saw Lunchbox doing something with rainbows.
Yeah, he had. I thought it was a Navy graduation. Apparently.
Yeah, I thought it was naval graduation. I'll try to pull a picture up here.
Apparently, it's Girl Scouts that they got to walk across a bridge or something. I don't know.
I still think it's a Navy graduation, personally, but and that's what I'm gonna go with, and that's what it's gonna be.
What I thought of as soon as I saw that picture Lunchbox threw up was that, like, Jen could use that inflatable rainbow with her unicorn masks, and that would be
Yeah.
interesting TikTok. Just saying.
Yes, I need one of those. I gotta figure out how. Did he build it himself, or did he like
No,
rent
it's-
it? I
no.
forgot to ask.
It's inflatable. You've probably Amazon inflatable rainbow. You know.
Yeah, come on. He was an army. They're not really into building shit. Oh goodness! I'm still gonna call this the naval graduation ceremony since I never saw my dad graduate because he did it before. But that straight up looks like what when they graduate basic training in the Navy. I'm just saying that has to be what Dean walked across, you know, and Michael. You know, you guys did.
And
Tell the
Glenn.
truth. Yeah, and Glenn, tell the truth and shame the devil. Well, no, back in the day, they had to actually wait till there was a real rainbow when Glenn was in because, you know, the wooden ships had to sail under it and try to, you know, find it. Oh, God, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm going to keep that in there. I'm going to keep that in stock.
That's funny. That could come in handy later.
Yes, it can. It definitely can come in handy later. But oddly enough, I don't watch the news. Like, so what happened recently, like when this is how much I don't watch TV and the news. When I kept seeing DMX on social media, I thought he dropped a new album. My bad. Well, he dropped, but just not a new album. Also, I don't know what LeBron James did to piss people off.
He
But
talked. He just opened his mouth and
well,
words
that's standard.
out.
I'm pretty sure I knew it was that, but I don't really know or care what he said. But he said something, and I just want to say out to all the people out there that are entertainers, dance monkey, dance monkey, dance monkey. Oh.
Oh yeah,
You are there to do a job. That's play a game, throw the ball in the hoop, sit your butt down, sweat, look pretty or not. I'm not here for your opinions and what you think people care about because I don't. I don't even care about the people's opinions I should care about. I'm damn sure not gonna care about your opinions.
exactly.
Come on.
Like I don't care if you sing. If it wasn't for this talent that you have, you would be telling me, "Would you like fries with that?" You know.
Yeah.
So I care not the opinions of any actor, singer, entertainer, nothing like that. I don't care.
Because if you didn't have your stage,
I don't care.
you know, and my thing is, I respect those that understand that fact. And like Matthew McConaughey, he doesn't get sometimes too socially, you know, in it. He goes for causes like for people that talk about helping kids, you know, and stuff like that. Like, I agree with that if you're talking about doing stuff with kids and whatnot. But other than that, I don't really get too twisted up on, you know, how a lot of things are going unless you're like I said, stay out of politics, help kids out, help out homeless people, even help out your society. Help. Let's talk about what you do to help. Other than that, shut your mouth. Use your money for good. Shut your mouth.
Exactly.
But give me a minute. I'll be right back, guys.
I
Hold
was
it
going
down.
to say, I got to go grab a beer, but I'll wait till you get back. So Jen's not here by herself. It sucks when you're on a show and it's like you're the only one and you're just like, okay, well, today, you know.
I don't even know what I would talk about if it was just me. I'd have to have like little sock puppets talk to myself that way. You better just make the masks talk. If I could.
Oh, yeah, that'd be weird, sock puppets with your masks.
Yes. I've stuck there. I've put them on a stuffed animal and put a diaper on a stuffed animal once for a TikTok video.
Some of your TikTok videos, your content is hilarious, Jen. I just, you know, I love watching your morning thoughts because a lot of them are just like, you know, she's freaking right. You know.
I have a lot of fun making it. I just roll with it. It's been a while since I feel like it's been forever since I posted a video for it. But it is what it is. I took Mother's Day off of social media for the most part so I could work on homework.
Mick Foley, Mr. Sacco. Yeah, kind of. She did it for the talk.
Yes, I do a lot for the TikTok. Fun. But lately just been working on that homework, plucking away at that class one bit at a time. I'm dreading that paper though. It's a 4-part paper, and it goes over fluid therapy, emergency and critical care, wound management, and then veterinary dentistry.
Oh wow!
I have so many things, like I have certain things I have to hit in each little segment. So I think I'm going to start writing it by simply answering all the required pieces and then build my paper around that.
Well, and like
just
it's
kinda go from
old
there.
school military. Like when you're giving a speech or you're writing a paper, you tell them what you're talking about, you talk about it, and then you let them know why you talked about it.
They won't let me do that one. My plan is to essentially answer the required stuff and then add in the fluff.
Gotcha.
So I meet that page requirement.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it worked well for me in my last class. So I'm hoping I at least get a B on the paper.
If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Yeah.
Hi, John.
Another friend of mine on Facebook, she's going through school and she's getting real close and she's like towards the end to take a test. And she was like, you know what? Fuck it. C's get degrees, you know?
Yeah. My first semester, I had a 4.0, and now I'm in my second semester, and I've gotten 2 Bs. And the first B I got, I was really, really upset because I'm actually pretty good at writing papers, and I got a B in English composition. And I think it's because the instructors don't know what the heck they're doing. Because when I called the school and asked for an explanation of why I got the grade I got, they're like, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with this paper. I don't know why she marked you down." She marked me down 20 points because I used 30 instead of writing out 30. 20 points for that.
See, and that's just like a little fucking petty stuff, you know? It's like,
and I keep getting the petty graders where I'm just like, have you never, why are you picking on me? Who hurt you? Show me on the doll.
yeah, you know, did mommy not hug you enough?
Right. It is what it is.
And Audie, I've got a picture that I'm going to upload, and maybe one of these episodes, podcasts that I'm on, somebody will share it. But it's you chilling on the couch in my room because you had 2 other roommates that you didn't like, and then there's another one of you getting your head shaved in Kuwait. So I thought I had them saved up, but I don't. So I got to go find them, take a picture of them to then upload them. So that should be interesting. I got blackmail on Audie. Yeah, me and him.
First beer in 3 days.
Oh, nice, Dean.
Oh. I am completely out of beer. I have not gotten a chance to go to the store yet to pick up more.
Apparently, if you live in a big enough city, they have a alcohol delivery service called Dizzy, I think it is, which really sounds like a great name. You can like go online and order wine to alcohol to beer, whatever.
That would be I would never go to the store again if I could buy my alcohol and have it delivered to my house.
Well,
I'm surprised Arizona doesn't have it.
Most grocery stores,
I'm too.
Most grocery stores, like I know Walmart, if you go online and order, and now they have shipping and, you know, where they'll send it out to you in some cities. If they sell it, you can buy it.
If I do the pickup, so I order my groceries online and then I go to the store and they just put it in my trunk, they'll ID me and I can buy alcohol that way. But if I like to have groceries delivered to my house, so I don't have to drag my kid with me to the store, because I usually go grocery shopping when the husband's at work.
I have heard that if you figure out who your Uber driver is, he'll hook it up.
Well, like back in the day,
I would pay damn good money for that.
When me and Audie were at Carson, we'd like order a pizza from Domino's, and while we were on the phone, we were like, "Hey, is the driver there?" Yeah. Okay. I need to talk to him to tell him where to bring it. And then we'd be like, "Look, bro, there's a $20 tip if you stop at the store and grab a case of freaking Old Milwaukee," you know.
In Korea, the only place that delivered was the pizza joint on base, Like every place delivered, every fast food place delivered, but the only place that would deliver beer was the whatever AFE's Pizza, that whatever pizza joint that's on every freaking Air Force base or every military base. They were the only ones that delivered beer, and the shitty part was it was only Bud Light. Or like, but the thing is, when you're on lockdown or whatever because of exercise, well, we were never on lockdown. The only time we were actually on lockdown was for like very limited real world stuff. But anytime you're like stuck in the dorm, when I was in the dorm, it was like pizza. How many? And they were like, you can get 1 case per pizza. So we're like, we'll take 5 pizzas.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Safeway does it here. July there will be my 9-year no cigarettes, no dip, no chew, no nothing. Good job.
Awesome.
Good job. No, that's John.
That is me.
Born. Good job. No nothing. A born identity. Congratulations, especially on the dip. I never understood dipping. Like I tried it. I tried it once when I was in North Dakota at a squadron function, and it was. I saw how people packed it, so I'm like, it's not rocket math to do that. And I took a big old hook out of long cut cope and put it in my lip, and we're sitting on this knoll by the picnic tents, and I remember laying back looking at the sky, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm high. They let you do this at work? I was like, whoa. I was like spinning. They were waiting for me to, I didn't throw up, but I was just like, whoa. They're like, that doesn't last that long. I'm like, this is dumb.
And like dipping. I started in 6th grade with Skoal when they still had the cardboard cans. And then I moved up to Copenhagen Snuff, the fine cut, when cardboard cans still. And I dipped on and off for freaking years,
Yeah.
I never could get into it. I think if I'm going to have something that's going to kill me, I'd rather just have a cigarette or a cigar.
I do cigars.
And I've got texture issues. So the thought of putting something grainy like that, I was just like, it's not for me.
I still remember in tech school. So we went to Pensacola, Florida, which is a Navy base. And so we had, seamen and, dicks there, Marines. And I remember we were playing pool in the portside bar, big area. And I watched this girl running through the pool tables kind of, you see her kind of stop at a table, walk away, stop at a table. And she's quite attractive. She walks up and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And she goes, you got a dip? I'm like, nah. It's like totally like, nope. That was totally like anti. Woo! People writing stories up in here.
That is genius. Like I personally wouldn't think to check laundry soap to see if it's booze. So to see somebody drinking out of it would be hilarious.
That actually happened on a deployment that someone got busted for that because they sent the laundry soap bottles. Their wife cleaned them out and sent him like 4 laundry soap bottles, and each one had like tequila, rum, vodka. I think like tequila, rum, and 2 had vodka, something like that. And the shirt is off. Not even a half of the hour or the half of the show.
I think that's a new PR.
So they added that to the list of illicit things you couldn't bring, which was liquid soap. You had to bring either box soap or the tablets or the deals, the little
pod thingies,
the little pods before they were like they are now. Yeah. But if you had that kind of soap, you got your soap inspected because people were sending soap to people that had alcohol in it. But oddly enough, I was in a country where you couldn't have pork products, and I still think it's because those guys are scared of a Southern grandmother. My grandma sent me, and I have a little bottle of them. Hold on, let me grab them real quick. These aren't as amazing, and I don't really like these. I just keep them in there for people that come over. But the pickled sausages, pork sausages, my grandma sent me a gallon jar of these in a box that got inspected with the stamp, with the with their shit on it. And I was like, it said clearly on the label pork. And one of the guys goes, the only thing I can think of, the reason they didn't take anything out of that box, because it said from Mama Lona, because my grandma her name was Lona Bell, so it said from Mama Lona Bell Causey, and they probably didn't want to mess around with a Southern grandmother because they saw I was from Louisiana, so they were just like, everything goes in the box, just let it go. Yeah. So yeah, List of illicit things that you see in deployment boxes.
My mom, when I was in basic, my mom was forwarding my mail to me for I don't know why. And I had a Playboy subscription. She forwarded me 2 issues of my Playboys and put a can of Copenhagen in between it. Now, I was in the time when they were doing the no nicotine while on training. You couldn't smoke, you couldn't dip, you know. And so, like, I fucking had to open this up in front of the drills. They grabbed the freaking Playboys, and I snuck the Copenhagen in my pocket, you know. But they were like, you can't have this in basic training. And I'm like, great. And they're like, who's it from? I'm like, my mom. And they're like, what? You know.
Yeah, no, we had the girl I dated when I was in basic. She was smart. She was older. She actually sent me letters. This all of them typed up letters. She at least typed them. Well, she actually photocopied pictures of herself. So when the TI would do the whole, he wouldn't know, you know. And I'd get my letter and I'd go to my bunk and be reading it, and then I had a photocopy of her. But we had guys, dude. And if your person sent you, your girl sent you something, everybody got to see it. Like the TI be like, I don't know if he knew magic, but he'd hold the letter up and he'd do the whole, woo, and the thing would come up and you wouldn't see everything, but you would see, because he would look at the name and he knew it would be a letter and he wouldn't call the person's name. But when you're sitting there Indian style or whatever it's PC now, and you notice like, that's my wife. You can see the person like jump up and they go, oh shit, I can't really do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't know how I didn't break, you know, Southern magic or whatever, but on deployments, we actually did have a guy in the guard whose wife sent nudie magazines in manila envelopes. That was the one thing they weren't allowed to open, any manila envelope, because it could be legal paperwork.
Yep.
And that's what she labeled them as. And he would just walk around the maintenance area handing them out. And you're like handing out the envelopes, not open. And he'd be like, bring that to your tent. You're just handing it out and you're like, what the hell? And it'd be like a nudie magazine with a DVD in it. And you're just like, what the hell? He goes, yeah, my wife says, hey, how you doing? And it was like an old like master sergeant from the guard. He was cool. He was some cool shit. It was just weird. Yeah, but yeah, the things you see when you're deployed. And my mom actually sent me a box of pre-cooked Oscar Mayer. You know the Oscar Mayer bacon they sell?
Yeah.
She used to work for AFES. She sent me a case.
Nice.
Deployed to another country that didn't allow bacon. And I went into our child tent and I brought me a pack, put it in the microwave, had everything set up to make a BLT. And then when I went and then ding, and I opened it up, you can literally see people's heads turn as the smell got across. And I'm sitting there eating a BLT and no shit. 1-star general, I had masters like chiefs, like sergeant, where'd you get that bacon? I'm like, my mom sent it to me. They're like, I'm like, you want some? They're like, I would really like some of that bacon. I'm just like, and I don't think those bags are like $8 a bag. I wasn't on purpose selling them, but people were offering me $20 for one of those bags.
Hey, $20, $20.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I did not at one point say I was selling it. This was a donation or an offer. Like, thank you very much. Yeah, my mom literally made me like a black market dealer because she sent me that and cigars. So, yeah, where are we at? We're at 40 minutes in. So, how's everyone else's Mother's Day going? Or how did it go? How's everyone's Monday? Because my days are always kind of like a Monday when I work for myself. It's either a Monday or a Saturday for me. And hell, that can change in one day. In one day, it could be a Monday in the morning and a Saturday in the afternoon. Today's technically been kind of like Monday-ish this morning, and it's ending on a Saturday note. So,
well, yeah, Audie, we used to do that over in Kuwait. I mean, you know.
You want your freedom? Give me $10 for the cigarette.
Audie actually was there, Bosnia, Herzegovina, and that whole little Croatia area when it was still kind of a conflict thing and it was in the news. So
I heard really wicked stories from old Army guys about that with the and I never, like I said, and I will let you guys know this. I researched nothing, so my inconsistencies are consistent. But anyway, the story I was told,
just like you spelling.
The UN peacekeepers actually would like leave, like they would send the refugees to a UN camp to get away from the genocide and all that other shit, and they would leave. And so the bad guys would take over the places that the people were told to come to, and then they would get killed there. I'm like, what the fuck, UN? You know, just crazy shit in times of war. You know, I don't really get it, you know?
Yeah, Audie told me about stuff like when he was there, he was a mechanic with engineer units. And so, like, they'd be going into a place and all the people would be protesting and throwing rocks and they couldn't do anything. You know, it's like, can we shoot over their heads? No. Can we? No. Yeah.
Yeah, our rules kind of suck sometimes. Another, like, I think it was an African country. They were about to storm a capital or something. And I don't remember where I heard this story, but it was like one of the Marine Corps guys, they were, you know, sniper duty. And if imminent threat, they can engage or whatever. And they got to engage. And pretty much they shot one guy with a gun who was pointing it at the embassy.
Yeah.
And after that, all the people like they still protested. But when they had a gun, they would walk in and then take their mag out and hold their gun and mag up in two different hands and walk by like, hey, no, what's that? Just chilling. But yeah, you know, but you know what? It seems like America's kind of turning tail towards some weird shit like that nowadays. You know, that's another reason I don't watch the news, because you don't know what the hell is going on.
Bro,
You know?
I can't even watch Fox News or OAN because it's so slanted this way. And, you know, of course, CNN is slanted that way. And it's just like, can we have facts? Can we just have a news channel that tells us this is what happened? And then we make our own minds up about it. No, every side is telling you what to think. And it's like, I can think for myself, fuckers.
Was it anybody surprised about Elon Musk having autism or Asperger's? I wasn't really surprised. Like, he was always kind of a beautiful mindish.
Yeah, but you know, like you said, was nope, not at all surprised. You know, it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. I try not to break the rules.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I never had to deal with it. Working on airplanes, we don't have to deal with that kind of shite. BBC is actually good, and surprisingly, Al Jazeera. When I don't know how they are now, but I know when they first came out, not news overseas, but news in America, they would report. And it's funny, so they're not our friends, but they do report the true news. But they think what they're doing, they're showing us the truth that's going on in our country to get us to wake up. They're trying to get, you know, they're like trying to get us to, like, I don't know, revolt, which won't happen, but in their, I guess, the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing, because they're showing us news that our news is not showing us because our news isn't showing it to us. You know, to say, hey, look, your news is not telling you the truth. We're the good guys. Well, fuck you. You're not the good guys, but thank you for telling me the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. That's exactly what they're doing over there. So, well, I don't know what that would taste like. Is that like a Cuban? Oh no, it's a Saudi. I don't know. Is that menthol? Or I don't know. I don't know what that would be like. I like cigars. I like acids. You know, just kind of mild
cigars. Acids are good cigars.
They are really good cigars. Really good, really good. So, how you doing down there, Jen?
Doing pretty good. You bringing up cigars has got me thinking. It's been a hot minute since I smoked them. I usually just smoke whatever Matt brings me, to be honest.
You should try Drew Estates.
Drew Estates. I need to go. They sound familiar.
Yeah, they have the acid line. Remember. They have the Cuba Cuba is my favorite. They make a proprietary cigar. Well, they used to be proprietary for Deadwood tobacco. It's called Sweet Jane and Fat Bottom Betty, and there's another one they make that they for about 2 years they would only sell them up at Deadwood, but now you can buy them online and other cigar places. And then they make another line called the Java line, and my favorite Java line is the Java Mint. So it's kind of like
it's like a coffee mint.
mint coffee
That would be
cigar.
right up my alley.
You would love the Java line. Like they didn't have them in different sizes. You can get the bigger ones, the shorter ones, and they're kind of squared off, rectangular cigars. So it's a pretty decent little mouth feel.
I don't. Does
Well, I
South
don't really know
Dakota?
what's up.
What
does South
else did you
Dakota-
expect, John?
Does South Dakota still have that cigar bar in Rapid?
Yeah, Tinderbox. That's where I did some videos
Yeah.
from.
That was one of my
Yeah.
favorite places to go because
They
I could
just
bring
got
my
their
dogs in
they
there.
not just got, but they have their liquor license. So at first, I had a friend who owned it. He used to own that spot, and they only had beer and wine. And the new spot is actually a full liquor license. And John, I don't really know the degree. I have a degree. My ass would be an associate's. Hey, Shelly King's in the house. Richie King and Shelly King in the house. I saw some pictures of him. He's a road working comedian out there bringing the funny. You know, we got enough crying going on in the world. We need people like him to keep it straight and bring the freaking funny. And that's what Shelly's doing. On the road, doing his thing, bringing the funny. Now, mind you, that's just him standing on stage, letting people look at him, but he's still making people laugh. Gotcha. I'm feeling a little Randy. Yeah, dude. I don't do them quite often. Mind you, lately I've been doing them a little more often because I have a surgery coming up on the 2nd of, to be open and honest, I told everyone on my TikTok, I have a surgery coming up on May 2nd. They found a lump in my throat above my vocal cords, and they're going to go in and do a biopsy or take it out. It could be something. It could not be something. Not really much worried about it. But yeah, so I don't know. My doc might tell me I need to quit smoking cigars, so I kind of been hitting it a little hard, which is kind of counterproductive. It's like, you know, get the flavor.
It's like going into rehab and like, okay, this is the last time I can get drunk.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, just one of those things. I don't do it that bad. It's just like end of the evening, just enjoy one. Matter of fact, I'll probably have one when we get off the show here tonight. But yeah, that's what I'll be going in. They'll be putting me to sleep. Ooh. And going in, and it was funny. So I go into the doc to get my the inspection, to get inspected. And he walks in, and he literally has this freaking thing, and it's like this cable. He just like walks in with the thing with the knobs, and it has this looks just like this, but with white dashes every inch, and it's just hanging down from his chest down to his knee. And I'm just like, what? And he grabs some stuff, he rubs it on there, and he's just like, up my nose. He goes, you're going to gag. And I'm like, okay. He goes, swallow. And it goes down. And I can feel it going down. He's in there. It goes in, out, like in, up and down. And he's looking. And I don't know if it was on purpose just because, but right at the end, he goes, whoop. I'm like, whoop. It's like, God, pulls it out. And I'm like, I've been probed. But yeah. And he's just sitting there talking to me, cleaning it off. Like, I feel, hi. Can we have dinner next? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the proper words to say after you get 13-inch, shoved down your nasal cavities. But yeah, it was very weird. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that done because it's been bothering me for a while. So I figured I don't ever get sick. But even right now talking, I can feel it. Kind of feels like a mild sore throat, not totally like not as bad as if you had strep. But it sometimes get that big, and it caused me to cough occasionally. So, we'll see what happens. Oh, Monica Lewinsky.
No, I thought she liked cigars.
She likes presidential cigars. I don't think it was cigars. I think it's a president.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it's what it is. It is what it is. So what else do they generally talk about? Since we haven't actually talked about the fake wrestling that's going on, or
I think they usually try to do help us out crowd. I think they used to do Florida Man, but Florida Man's kind of like quieted out with all this other BS that started happening.
Yeah, it's pretty much like TikTok heavy. I haven't actually seen anything from Florida lately. Are they still a state? Yeah,
I think so.
God. You know, is it Cuban Man now? Cuba took it over.
Yeah, no kidding.
Fuckery and shenanigans. Well, I don't have tiny hands. I have man hands, unlike Lunchbox. So no tiny hands here. You know, and no dressing up on animals. So, you know, I have real dogs. We don't put clothes on our animals. Just hitting all the sore spots. How you doing?
How you doing?
I love those guys. I do miss it. I do miss watching them interactive, seeing what's going on. But you know, it's one of those things that I'm getting on the other side of my shite somewhat, and just kind of coming out, and I have to do what's best for, first off, the business, because to be a responsible business owner and doing what I need to do. From Bill. Dave, what?
Yes.
You talking about? Roofies and blow? Like make him sleep and wake him up.
Hey, talk all you want about Charlie Sheen, but he had 3 women that were hot women living in his house while he was married.
Now, I met Charlie Sheen way back in the day. I worked at this place called the Windsor Court. They were opening up a Planet Hollywood in New Orleans, and I was the room service waiter. And so he ordered, the first thing he ordered was a bucket of ice. And I bring it to him, and, you know, they teach you all this stuff, and I bring it, knock on the door. I didn't know who it was. It was just room number, whatever. And I walk in, and bam, it's Charlie Sheen. And I'm never like, certain stars make me go, oh my God. But him, it was, hey, it's Charlie Sheen. And I'm like, okay, sir, where would you like it? You know, you have the bucket of ice on your hand like this, holding it. And he's like dumping on his head. And he's standing next to this guy who's moaning and has his fist in like a towel between his legs. And he's bowled over, kind of going, and I'm like sitting here, like, and he goes dumping on his head. And I'm like, okay, sir, what would you like? The bucket of ice? He goes, dumping on his head. I'm like, where would you like the bucket of ice? He goes, I said dumping on his goddamn head. And I'm like, I'll just put it over here. And I go to put it over on a table, and he snatches it from me, grabs his friend's hand, and dunks it in the ice. I guess they were fucking around, and he punched the wall, like the corner of the wall, and like broke his hand. And so he goes, man, you're pretty unflappable on that. You know, usually people just kind of dump and run or something. You just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna put the ice over here. What's your name? And he starts trying to chatting. And this is when he was with Denise Richards.
Oh,
The way the rooms were, you walk in the room, and this is a hotel where the employee discount was $800 a night. So you walk in, and it's big living room, dining room, bedrooms, French doors everywhere. Well, the bathroom is right when you walk in with the French door. You go into the bedroom. So you come out of the bathroom, walk down in the living room into the bedroom. Well, Denise Richards walks out of the bathroom with a towel around her head.
Oof.
And a towel around her waist. And I didn't know who, I've seen her before, but I really didn't I wasn't in the movies and blah, blah, blah. But it's still a very attractive woman walking out in a towel and a towel. Well, she gets to the bedroom door and drops towel before she walks in. And I'm still like, I wasn't in the middle. But I was still, I'm street smart. And I was just like, and he's right in front of me, looking me in the eyes. And I'm trying to look at him in the eyes, also looking at her. And he's looking at me like with that grin, like what you're looking at? And I'm like,
yeah.
He goes, it's okay. And I just was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. This is some weird shit. But yeah, he gave me $100 tip for bringing him a bucket of ice.
Nice.
Coolest dude ever. They had some maids that, they bring people like ironing boards and stuff. He gave these 2 maids $500 for bringing him an ironing board that he probably didn't even use.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Coolest dude. Like that guy was he was a genuine, like when I met him, he was like, he was just like a normal guy that was just famous, had a famous dad that did movies. Like how you see him on TV was kind of how the hell he was, And that time I met, I got to meet Bruce Willis, cool dude, Danny Glover. I would never piss on him if he was burning, and stuff like that. Cause they were all there for the Planet Hollywood opening. And then of course, all the people that, were part of Planet Hollywood. This was pre-winning. This was pre all of that shite. Yeah. This was like I joined the military in 96. So this is a graduate 93. So this is like 93, 94 time frame. Wow.
Yeah,
Not
like
drinking really helps my chronological order.
my like two big meetings. I got to meet Charlie Daniels over in Korea when he came over for USO tour. That was really cool, sitting down, talking to him, shake his hand.
Terrell!
Pterodactyl in the house. How you doing, bud?
Go!
How'd the kid do on the hockey tournament? His daughter is
a hockey prodigy
and goalie. She like just stops everything. She's had a few shutout games and stuff like that. It's just unreal.
That's awesome.
Badass.
I can barely stand up on ice skates. I just fall.
I don't deal with ice skates because that shit hurts harder than concrete when you fall.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
I can rollerblade, but I can't ice skate.
My dad used to try to drag me around when, growing up from Iowa. He's like, yeah, let's go ice skating on a frozen pond or river. And I'm like, never could catch the hang of that.
Nope. I did a couple things. My cousin ice skated, and, she's also a ballerina. I just like, nah, nope. And I couldn't roller skate either. But rollerblades, for some reason, I was a whiz on rollerblades.
Well, like I can do the 4-wheel roller skates like Jen's got. I'm freaking awesome at those. But like inlines, nope.
I'm an inline. Nope. I'm an inline. I used to, when I first inline skated, I had the regular recreational ones. And then I bought the grinders, which are kind of like hockey boots with roller skate wheels. So you can actually go out and do tricks and whatnot. And I got into doing that shit for a little bit, just for like about a year.
I can rollerblade if I don't have to stop.
Yeah.
I'm not so good at that.
I can fly a plane if I don't ever have to take off or land.
Yes.
Which should be some of the people in the Air Forces should be on their cards, because I worked on some jets that, they like, you sure you're a pilot? Like,
that's neat,
a real, like, pilot? You qualify on this thing?
Mike, speaking about Robin Williams, I think one of my favorite Robin Williams videos on YouTube is where he's doing a
show
comedy downrange, and Retreat starts to sound, and everybody just stops, stands up, turns around, faces the flag. He's on stage like, and then it all gets done, and he's like, I thought we were being attacked. I don't know. He's like, when the whole crowd just gets up and faces the other way, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, he goes, when all the military just turn around and face that way, he goes, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Retreat. Yeah, I've been to some pretty shitty places deployed, but we had CE guys that made it a little bit bearable. Like, I remember one place out in Oman. Nope, not Oman. It was UAE somewhere, and just dirt everywhere. And they made this giant deck in the middle of the compound, and then they put up a movie tent. And every night, now this is a place we weren't worried about getting mortared, attacked, or nothing. It was just a jump off spot for bombers. So I followed bombers my whole career. So the majority of places I warned, you're never going to put a bomber, a slow response aircraft, a slow takeoff aircraft in harm's way, because if they attack a base with bombers, they pretty much going to get them all, because B-1s ain't going nowhere fast. Once they get in the air, they're freaking Usain Bolt. But on the ground, they're like, Mongoose. So, and it's not a dig on the engines, it's a dig on the design of the whole aircraft. But once that bad boy's in the sky, she's untouchable. So yeah. Well, we're at the top of the hour, and you know what that means.
Roll that beautiful beard footage.
Fucking Dave.
I'ma make it to the top, yeah. All the haters, yeah, they see me, yeah, they watching. Always stayed on my grind, never gave up. Now we do it so big, man, we prayed up.
Yeah, so those are some of the commercials. The one I played in the very beginning of the show was the very first commercial I ever made for barbecue sauce, like 4 years ago. And it was this app called Promo, where you get all the stock footage, and just how barbecue is, super inclusive, kind of everybody, a mix of everybody. So I tried to find something that had a bit of color around, from the lighter to the darker scale, just because it is about everybody. So what is going on that are important and new with BBQ. Well, just like I was saying earlier, like Michael did, bada bing, bada boom. These Hawaiian shirts are getting ordered, folks. We have about 13 orders. We're halfway there, so they're going to get ordered. I'm going to buy the rest. But put your order in. We have female and male sizes on beerbarbecuesauce.com. Right now, they're $55 a shirt. If we do go over 25, the price will drop, I think, to like $45 to $35 a shirt. And that'll be amazing because then everyone that's already ordered will get that refund difference. But the biggest push, the reason I'm doing this is it's spreading positivity. I'm getting zero money for these shirts. Like, they're 100% American made, not from China. Spread positivity wherever you go. I guarantee you, no one is, even if they make fun of you, they're going to be smiling. And when I do get my food truck and I happen to be in your town and you have that first annual BBQ Hawaiian shirt, your first meal is going to be half off on that food truck. But help me out because right now the bill is kind of big and everything's not working out exactly like I wanted it to with the trailer and everything, but still coming. But I'm going to have to front a little extra Skrilla, that is money for all those people that I wasn't planning on it. But it's an amazing shirt. Like I said, we have a lot of people that have bought into it right now, and we just need a couple more orders. I'm going to order the rest on my own, but we're just trying to get it knocked out. Other than that, we have our rubs, our seasonings. That's our spicy. And then this is our mild. These guys are going bye-bye. They're going to be extinct. You will not be able to get this 13-ounce jar right now. Now, they're on our website for sale. They're 10% off, including with any promo code that you happen to personally have right now. So once these guys are gone, they're gone. And what they're being replaced with are our 1-pounders. So we're going to 1 pound because it helps out my co-packer. Because when you're in co-packing, there's something called weight and measure. And so the state can come in and grab any container, any bag, and they'll pour it out and inspect it to make sure it has the proper amount in it. And with me having new rubs coming out, like the brisket rub that's also released right now, and the coffee coming out, those are different volumes. So to keep it easy for him and to keep it great for you guys, we went to 1-pounders. Now, we were selling 13 ounces for $9. We're selling 1 pound for $11.99 on our website, beerbarbecuesauce.com. And like I mentioned it earlier, bam, there's our big butt brisket rub. Like I like to call it B5S. It's amazing on briskets. It's amazing on pork butts. It's amazing on thick cuts of beef and pork and steaks. And if you got thick cut pork chops, you don't want to really use it on ribs. It'll be overpowering. The thing about it is I use black Hawaiian sea salt, and I also use black pepper and baking powder. And if you don't know about it, you don't know about it, but it's amazing. Another little cool thing for swag I got in this week, which a lot of vets have been asking about, and you guys better order these son of bitches. If not, I'm gonna get you. Just joking. This is our vinyl BBQ patches. They came in from Patriot Patch Company. If you guys don't know about Patriot Patch Company, they pretty much lead the industry in making amazing detailed vinyl patches. This is one of them that they made. They sent me. It says Faith, Family, Freedom, and that's a shoddy 12 gauge pump, M4, and 60 sitting there. And I mean, these things are detailed down to the rivets on the gun. So yeah, they made BBQ's patch. The stars are raised. Let me turn the light over here so you can see it a little better. The stars are raised up on it. You know, this is really good quality. Yeah, I've already put one on my patch wall. There's one on the combat cock right here, the big black cock. Got one. There's one in my truck, and yeah, we've been moving them. But yeah, we have those right now on beerbarbecuesauce.com. Help a brother out because right now the SBA Small Business Administration with my trailer. So the word on the streets are that I was trying to go for a full $60,000 to do the trailer, the upgrades on the truck to haul the trailer, and wrapping in and outfitting the trailer. Well, the SBA is only going to give me 90% of the cost of the trailer. So everything else is going to be funded by me, which is no problem. But the only way I can fund that is to sell a shit ton of barbecue sauce and seasonings. And that's what we're doing. We're getting it up and rolling. So let all your family members know. Get on there. Support a small business that supports you. Because I can't do it without you guys, and you guys won't get it without me. So get on beerbarbecuesauce.com. If you know promo code for veterans, it's Vet for Life. If I'll put that in the deal, BET for life. And I believe I have it set for 15 to 20% off. I think it's at 15. It might be 10. I had to look at it. It's been a while since I've thrown that promo code out there, but that's for veterans out there. If you need it, we have it. Dave follows me on TikTok and Instagram all the time, so I'm always out there trying to do what's best for you guys, giving more than I should sometimes, but that's what I do, you know, and I think we'll get it done. It's just one of those things. I get my head wrapped around something, and I'm gonna bring it into fruition. Like it's called the first annual second attempt BBQ Hawaiian shirts, because I want to spread that positivity, spread the message of goodwill toward everyone, and just get it out there. Get people off the stupid barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's, and get people away from the negativity that's going on. We have enough division and bullshit going on with all the politics and everything else that I don't really pay attention to. I'm just focusing on doing the best that I can, you know, and that's one reason, I'll be honest with you guys, that I had to step away from Veteran Anonymous for a minute, is because I was a little bit hypocritical, because I tell all you guys to reach out and do what you can to make yourself better. And I was lacking. I'm being 100% honest. I wasn't reaching out, you know, because I felt I didn't need to, or whatever else was in my stupid head. But I did. So on the 20th to the 26th, I won't be here. I'm going to be at Sacred Mountain Retreat. I got a spot. I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet, but I just sent them a whole little bio on me, military life, blah, 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 this and that. So yeah, I finally reached out. That was the one thing that I was bad at. Well, there's a bunch of things I'm bad at, but one thing, it was reaching out. So I reached out. That's one reason I shaved my beard, is because this is a direct commitment of change and being better. And you have to have that visual representation to remind you of what you're doing and why you're doing it. And I'm doing it for me, doing it for my family, doing it for you guys, just so I can look at myself in the mirror every day. So that's my spiel. BearBBQSauce.com. Thank you guys. Love you all. Back to the show.
I need to get me some patches. I love patches.
We do need some stinking patches.
Yes.
Well, and of course, I've already ordered mine, so I'm just.
Yeah, yours are on the way. Yours are definitely on the way. And then you want to know how big they are? They are literally exactly the same size as the sticker, exactly the same size as the patch on the hat, exactly the same size as the patch on my shirt.
Nice.
Now, you might think I'm a mastermind and planned that. I didn't. That was just a graphic I gave them, so it kind of just went through everything. So yeah, there was no like hitting meaning behind it. That was just the file that I had to give them. You know, so yep. Oh my goodness.
I don't know much about upgrading a tow vehicle. I have an Elantra and a Mustang. I don't tow anything.
Well, no, what I'm upgrading is, so my truck, my truck has it just hit over 100,000 miles, and I'm not like upgrading it, but I'm changing out the suspension, you know, and with the tires that I bought that came in today.
Oh, those rims.
Oh my God, they're so badass.
Those rims are awesome.
I love me my rims.
They're going to look so good on that truck.
Dude, they're banging. I don't believe, I sent pictures or video to people, but I didn't actually keep the video. There it is. Let me get that baby on wide scale.
Ooh.
Those are the rims that are going to be on the BBQ Mobile.
Those are sexy.
Ooh. Those are nice. I like those.
So
hey,
they're 35.
Artistry is in the house. Hi, Jess.
Hi.
Put your logo on guitar picks.
Well,
the thing about it is everyone wants me to do stuff like that, but then they don't buy it. So I won't be putting my logo on guitar picks. I have to be smart with the money, because we got to really buy stuff, and I need to do stuff, be a good steward for the company. And these patches I did because, well, I love patches and I've always wanted them, and there's people that wanted them. So I know who you are. You better buy it.
I will on payday.
But no, seriously. There's a lot of things I'd love to do, but that stuff costs money. Those patches right there cost me about $250, you know, and everything costs something like hats and everything. So that doesn't give me the ability, like what I'm main focus on is getting you guys amazing sauces and rubs. So my first focus is on getting new product and the product that I have in the pipeline out. So I still have to pay, like I still have like 7 different things between my co-packer, my brain, and the lab. So as they drop from the lab, I still have, bills to pay. I got to pay my like at the end of the day, like I told my co-packer, I'm going to pay you first, no matter what, because you did the work, you're going to get paid. And then I'll figure it out on my end. So, and that's what I do. I hustle, I sell, I make money. So I pay the people that do the work for me, like my co-packer and everyone else, no matter what, and his bills are not small nowadays. Like the smallest bill I got from him was for my coffee. No, habanero, whatever it's called. Habanero. Jade. Habanero. That went, and that's $350, to him for the whatever. And then I just ordered, I got that rub in, and that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases of rub, not including samples, or including samples. And I dropped $1,000, and that's paying him a fair wage for the hard work he does, because right now it is hard work because that cat he can't get employees to stay. He lives out in the middle of nowhere, Pauquana, South Dakota, right outside of Chamberlain, 2 hours from Sioux Falls, and finding good work and people that want to work. Like, hell, I want to go down there and make some money. Like, let me borrow the kitchen and make my stuff for free or discounted. But the cool thing about him is, like, we have Mission 22, and this is something that's there's no date for it when it's coming out. But the guy that runs Mission 22 here reached out to me, and he wanted like a signature sauce, a special sauce. Well, I can't really do that for him because that every sauce costs $650 to make to get to a lab. So I told him I'll white label, and what white labeling is taking an already made sauce. You keep the FDA labels on it, and you just change who is on the front label. So they'll be predominantly on the front of the label, Mission 22. My logo will still be on there somewhere. The guy, he's doing my graphics. He's going to donate all the labels. I think I'm going to do 10 cases maybe of this sauce, and whoever else decides to jump on board to be a sponsor will have their logos on the label, and 100% of the proceeds are going to go to Mission 22. I'm not going to garner any profit from this. I'll have it on the website when it's up. I'll sell it at shows. I'll give the rest to Mission 22 to sell. But he's going to donate. He's going to cut it to cost for me, which will be amazing. It's already cheap to buy for me, but he's going to even try to make it a little cheaper. Everyone else is donating either their money, their talent, or their time. And we're just going to try to raise, and like I said, this is what I do, and I do what I can. So, hell, I'm actually pushing harder than the guy who runs Mission 22 because he still hasn't sent me some paperwork I need to use his logo. I'm using it anyway, but I'll do the paperwork on the back end because guess what? I ain't about paperwork. I'm about getting the job done. We can do paperwork after. That's the aircraft maintainer in me. Like, what's more important? Getting that bird in the sky to drop warheads on foreheads or writing up a freaking ETAR or something stupid? Nope. Flying that bird safely, warheads on foreheads. Then you can do paperwork after while we're having some coffee. So that's what's going on with BarbecueSauce.com, guys.
I want to bring up the fact that literally like 3 days ago, Charles Kilgore decided that, hey, if I get money, I'm going to shave my legs. I'll donate it to a thing. And in that a little amount of time frame, it's gone to where he's going to take any money he gets and donate it to Because He's My Brother and Kyle running 3,000 plus miles. And Kyle's going to shave his legs. Well, then Tom, the other Marine from Full Metal Crayon Eaters, decided if you get this much money, I'll shave my legs. Okay, if you get this much money, I'll get a Brazilian wax. Kyle comes back. If he gets 5K, he's going to shave his beard off. He's got a really nice beard, okay? And there's so far, the last I saw, it was like almost $1,200. So 2 guys are going to shave their legs. 1 guy's getting waxed. That's just, nope. You guys, awesome. Everybody that donated to that, everybody that's been sharing that, yes. Yeah, Dean. Bunch of Navy.
Can't hear you, Felix.
I said we're about to get a big jump on comments because I forgot I didn't open up the privacy settings on my phone for my Facebook. So we have Billy Anderson in the house. We have Susan Tucker from TikTok in the house. We have Ben Wagner in the house. Guys that are all from my Facebook that were on here watching, have been watching the show. Sorry, guys. I apologize.
Thanks for joining.
Hi.
So
if you're on YouTube or on the Twitch or on the StreamYard or the Facebook.
I just didn't have it set because it's been a minute. I'm still getting my nettles about me. I won't be here tomorrow, but I'm gonna plan on being here for Crossroads.
And I'm before Jade texts it to you, I'm gonna tell you, share the slide.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Since I'm the only one, some people need producer notes. Well, you know what? The slide's not in here.
Oh, bummer.
On Monday Night Mayhem, they don't have the slide. So what grinds my gears?
They don't have the
slacking. The slacking. And damn, oh, hold up, not that. Bernie, the slacking. The slacking of Monday Night Mayhem. So yeah, you guys know Monday Night Mayhem. We do it on Monday nights. Then tomorrow's Scramjet at like late, and then the day after that, which would be Wednesday, would be Crossroads. Welcome to the Crossroads. And then after that is Full Metal Crayon Eaters. You know, those guys, the special kids. Guys, we got to support the special kids. You know, it takes a lot of money to gas that short bus. I'm just saying, diesel ain't cheap. Diesel ain't cheap. So, you know, to keep them out of the general public, to keep them where we can put eyes on them, make sure they're not doing anything crazy. You know, yeah. Mike Lane, how you doing? Is this still live? This is still live.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
In Live in Color. You can do what you... If you remember that reference, I'm old. So yeah, we'll no, I'm dead. Dean, we just call that mummified from inside out, starting from your liver, spreading to the rest of your organs, and then to your external skin.
I'm just preserving myself. I'm not, you know.
Well, that answers my question. Get off my lawn. I will not, sir, get off your lawn. But
just walk through the rocks.
I'll walk through the grinder. You know, I still so when I was in tech school, Marines had you know, they had CQ. And since I was don't hate me, guys, they did it because I was the only black dude in tech school at the time. They made me a rope. Like literally, I went in the office for the MTLs, military training leaders, and they were like, Airman Irving, blah, blah, blah. And I was older, and they were like, I want you to be a training leader. I'm like, I don't want to do that. They're like, well, you don't have a choice. I'm like, why? Because it goes, you're the only black guy here right now. I'm like, what's that fucking thing? Like, what? So they made me a rope. I made it all the way up to yellow. They had green and yellow and red for the guys that were pretty much like the cops, the in charge guys. But so yeah, what the hell? We also had to do corrective custody. So we had to actually, I had a car, so I had to drive people occasionally for Air Force, because we handle our own, to corrective custody, which is held on by the Marines, which is in a fenced area with one path and then sharp, jagged rocks. And they called it their grinder.
Nice.
And you'd walk on it and be like, get off my grinder. And I'm just dropping him off. Like, here's the paperwork. And yeah, dude, I was like, ooh, doggy. Yeah, poor bastards. Yes.
Even to this day, when I go on my beer strolls or I go over to BK, right, there's a sidewalk that they added a little curve so people didn't speed. And there's a path through somebody else's front yard. And I don't take that path. I walk on the sidewalk around the yard, you know. And I've had people ask me, they're like, why don't you just take the shortcut? And I'm like, it's somebody else's yard. You know,
I happily will walk through grass. I will walk on your grinder. I will put my hands in my now that is still kind of weird depending on where I'm at. When I put my hands in my pockets, I still feel a little bit. I have a little bit of residual, like I'll put my hands in my pockets and I'm just like.
I'll put hands in my pockets if I'm just standing still. But a habit I can't break is I always keep everything in my opposite hand, and my right hand is always free. And every time I go up the stairs, I always touch the stair railing, and I can't stand it when you leave the room and the light is still on.
Yeah.
Like I'm just in that habit where I'm like, it's always off.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we had like, school.
I still do parade rest now and then. Like when I'm just standing talking to somebody, I'll just put my hands behind my back. And like you said, Jen, like keep your right hand free. You know, I'll carry 5 bags in one hand. You know, just out of like habit.
Yeah, I've done that, and it's like it's kind of weird, but the hands in the pockets is definitely something. You know, it's like a tick. But I remember, so our after school at Pensacola, so we'd have to go back for advanced classes, and going back as an NCO, you don't think it's an 11-acre schoolhouse. And when I went, we only had like 150 kids in one floor of a 3-story dorm. Well, the Air Force, by the time I go back, years later, over 8 years later, they have filled up that said dorm and another whole dorm. So we now have 2 whole dorms of airmen at this Navy base. So this school during class time is packed. So we're coming out of class when they come out of class for lunch. And I remember I see all these airmen going and hustling down. I know they are on a time limit. So I'm sitting there. I sit back and I'm on my phone just waiting for them to, you know, go down the stairs. And I hear, make a hole. And I jump up and like, I back up and I'm sitting there with them and I'm like looking around like, and their guy goes, it's for you, sir. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Now this is literally a giant stairwell, like big enough for them to split and still be bigger than a standard stairwell. I don't even know why the stairs were that wide. They had to be like 15 feet, not 10 foot wide stairs. And I'm walking down these stairs and they're marble, trying not to slip or fall on my ass in front of all these airmen that are I'm just like, you assholes. Like, just go down like, God damn it. And one of the instructor goes, that's why I let you guys out early. Because I had to stay in class for something. He goes, that's why I let you guys out early, because they do that shit to everybody. I'm like, ugh. And I'm like, when I was there, we didn't have that ability because we didn't have enough people. It was almost like just like a little bitty mini group of airmen, you know, when we were in class. But yeah, no, yeah, a couple hundred of them, some bitches, make a hole. I'm like, when Matt
retrained, so he used to be a B1 crew chief and he retrained to a unit training manager. Well, when he retrained, you know, he was a staff sergeant and he went to Keesler, where all the little kids go for their training. And so he was sitting there leaning up against the chair, and I guess the rope couldn't see his stripes. And Matt's sitting there and he was texting, we were FaceTiming. He goes, I gotta let you go. And he goes, why? He goes, I'm being yelled at. And he stands up, and then he's like, Jennifer, the color drained from this kid's face. Because Matthew stands all the way up, you know, goes to parade rest and he does one of these so he can really see the stripes. And it's just like, is there anything I can help you with, Airman? He goes, okay. Sits back down and called. Yeah. He's like, I just called you again and continued my conversation. I'm like, Matthew, you didn't even mess with them? I would have.
Yeah, being in Pensacola too, having a dad that was in the Navy, so I knew Navy rates, and that's a training base for officers. That's officer training school, like cadets. So they have all those weird like waffles and shit like that. And then of course the Navy, they have their chief enlisted, you know, E6s or E70 to 89s. And so I used to tell my friends, I'm like, you don't need to know the rates. 1 shiny, no salute. 2 shinies, salute. And we had to, stupidly enough, they made us, no matter if we were by ourselves, we can walk. But if we were 2 people, we had to march. And we'd be marching around base, going places. And I would see a tan uniform and I would look at it and like be trying to focus, because the officers had 2, but it was that fake rank. And I'd gauge their age, because I'm like, that person is not a chief being that young. So I wouldn't even salute them. And you would see guys, they'd get all nervous and their arms are like on spring loaded. And I never cared about the officer candidates. It was when it was a chief. And I'd be like, do not salute. Be marching, be like, do not salute. Do not salute. And you'd get up there and they would, boing, and that chief would come over, every ghetto. And I would peel off this. Because I wouldn't salute, but I'd just peel off and wait for the ass chewing and watch. And he goes, why didn't he salute? Why did you salute? What did you? I'm like, just sitting there like, and then he come over to me, how come you didn't salute? I'm like, Chief, my father is a chief, so I know the rates of the Navy, blah, blah, blah. Plus, I'm on a Navy base, so I would definitely like to learn the rates of the Navy. And he goes, good answer. You teach. I'm just like, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah, but it was pretty fun watching officers salute squirrels because they have to salute everything: squirrels, curbs, fire hydrants. Well, it teaches them that they're going to live a life in the military that's going to garner respect because of their rank and people saluting them their whole life. They're in the military, so they walk off a curb, and before they can walk back onto, they would salute it. I remember watching one of them walking down, and there was this big oak tree and squirrels, and this squirrel like ran up to the corner, and I don't know if they're just like, haha, they ran up, and the guy like stops, locks up, does a pivot movement, and goes, and then pivots back and walks off, and I'm like, did he just fucking salute a squirrel? Like, this is weird. You know, because when we have to go to the hospital, we have to walk through where they did officer training. So, you know, it was kind of like a rest pit for like normal world, but that's like old school military barracks. We don't really know what's going on over there. They run Marine DIs and Navy guys run that, you know, as their training leaders. So, and they don't mess with us, but it's still hard to hear the tap of the clicks, you know. But yeah, it was a whole crazy world over there. Never salute. Yeah, exactly.
That's a clever word. I remember that one.
Yeah. I was up at Fort Lewis when we had the ROTC guys from Annapolis come, or not Annapolis, fuck, I can't even think of whatever the Army college is. But we had a bunch of officer candidates come out to Fort Lewis and do training and stuff like that, and it was just like they were all walking around with these little silver circles or gold circles on their hat, and it was like, what are you, you know?
I would just avoid it. If I didn't know what it was and it was coming towards me, I would call it to the rear and then flip us back around and go the opposite way. Because I was just like, I'm not going to get yelled at for saluting or not saluting. I'm just going to ride around it. Like, nope, stay far away from it. Even if we have to, it takes us longer. Like, nope, not getting yelled at today.
Yeah, some of that. Like, I was old school.
Yeah, Michael.
So before it was all shiny stuff before the Subdued came out, you know. And if you wanted Subdued, you had to like take a Sharpie over it and try to, you know. Oh, foreign soldiers. Oh, that totally pissed me off. Yeah, I fucking salute everything, and it's like, dude, that's just his driver. He got in last year. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to yell that for not saluting a foreign officer. I had no idea. I would just kind of do one of the salute high. Does that work? And that somehow worked, and I never got in trouble. But no clue. They're supposed to wear, apparently there was, oops, hi, kitty. I have a guest. Apparently they're supposed to wear the Air Force equivalent when they're, and I never saw that shit. No clue what they were.
Yeah, I seen Aussies, Germans, Kiwis. I think we had some French guys come under our little compound one time to teach them how to blow stuff up. And like some of the ranks, I was like, okay, wait a minute. You got a lot of like little stripies and bars that are shiny and stuff. Do I salute you or just like shake your hand or what, you know?
Yeah, I never knew how to handle any of that.
Oh, the Aussies were cool as shit. They came into our compound the one time, and literally they were like in cargo shorts and t-shirts with soft caps on. We're walking around in what was full kit at the time. We had the flak vest on, LBV, NBC bag, weapons, magazines, and we're like, how do you guys get away with this? And they're like, it's just fucking training, mate. And I'm like, not really. I mean, like right over there is like Iraq, you know. And they're like, we've got plenty of time. We can go back.
I never had an issue with the British people. They always liked me. Maybe it's because I was female and a maintainer. So they always asked, "Oh, what do you do?" I work on the planes. They asked questions about the planes. I asked what they do. We always hit it off, and they always bought my beer.
Yeah.
It's when they started sinking is when I would usually be like, "I'm gonna call it a night."
Oh, Mike, I've done a salute with a cigarette in my hand so many times. Oh, fucking painful.
Yeah, see, I think I'm the youngest person on here because I know I'm younger than Uncle Si. Probably definitely younger than Felix.
You're the youngest one tonight. I'm the oldest one most of the time.
Felix is the middle child tonight. Oh no, Master Chief didn't like it. Oh no.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what the Brit para is on post. Like pararescue? British pararescues?
Might be the paratroopers.
Paratroopers. I don't know much about.
They didn't call them airborne, but that's basically what they are.
Oh. I've gotten drunk and had to be carried home by the Aussies before.
We had some British forces come up to Fort Lewis and train with us and stuff like that, and we took them out on the town. And apparently, mixed drinks, I didn't know at the time, like back in 90 and 91 and stuff like that. Mixed drinks weren't that big a deal over in England. It was, give me a pint, beer, and stuff like that. There wasn't any kamikazes or Long Island iced teas. And so, like, we went to the bar to try to pick up chicks and stuff, and it's like, here, have this drink. And I saw this guy slam like 4 Long Island iced teas. And he was like, yeah.
Those Long Islands will sneak up on you.
Oh, yeah. They can hold their beer, but they're like mixed drinks and liquor. Yeah.
They're used to the beers, not that hard liquor.
Right. But yeah, oh my God, they are some of the funnest guys to party with and just sit and drink and oof.
We just had to cross the quarter deck by yourself. If you got carried over, you were done for by the command. Yeah, well, thankfully, at least in Qatar, they call it BPC and CC side. So if you're E4 and below, you stay on the CC side, and if you're E5 and above, you stay at the Better People complex. So they never saw us, thankfully, in all our shenanigans.
Well, like
so paras are paratroopers. You were right. My bad.
Yeah, when I was in Korea, the big thing to do would be like, go right outside the main gate, go get hammered, and then like you're literally like 20 feet from the gate, and it's like, okay, sober up, because all you had to do was like show your ID and walk like 10 foot. And you're like, there have been many times I don't remember going back through the main gate and showing my ID.
It just became a habit that spinach just sneak on by.
Yeah, it was just like autopilot. Whoop, right through.
I got hogtied by the base cops and carried back to the boat. They decided that they weren't going to carry me up the brow, so they asked me if I was going to behave. Yep. They took the shackles off, and I took 2 steps and said, "Y'all want to race?"
No, it's funny. Oh, yeah.
I had to talk to my boy child. Who popped that up? Who can do that? Jen?
Not me. I can't do that. No, I don't have the powers.
Not me.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, my goodness. You guys need the powers. Jen, before you get off tonight, you're getting the power.
What happens to the power?
You are getting the ring, my precious. Is there an Aussie in the house? Another Aussie? Brits, Aussie? I'm just kind of backtracking. I had to go talk to
no, we were just talking about like our military brushes with other branches.
Oh, yeah. I think the only time I ever thought about, now don't get this wrong, folks. The only time I ever thought about defecting from America is when I was in Manas, northern Afghanistan, Manas airplane patch. Pretty much Manas is their Minot. That's where their bombers used to sit with nukes and fly around when we flew around our side of the polar cap and they flew around their side. But anyway, we're in Manas or Manas, and they had the the Spanish Air Force there. And I was in the BX tent, and I'm walking in, I got some stuff or whatever, and I'm checking out, and this young lady is in, I think they had whatever color uniforms they had, but she didn't have a top on. She just had a t-shirt, and the bottom was fitting. The top was fitting. She had blonde and red streaks in her hair with diamond barrettes, and she was endowed by the creator. And you're there, and I'm not gonna lie, that whole country is where supermodels, and just because it's Asian, it's like the Mongol, Asian, and Russian all mixed. So you got the tall supermodels with the high heels, and it's just, that's pretty much where you get Russian brides. Anyway, they caught me looking, and I didn't know the other guys in there were all her buds, and I still spoke a little bit of Spanish then, and I hear them talking, and I didn't notice. I was pretty much like locked in, like drooling, like, and they're laughing and pointing at me and laughing. And she turns around and she gives me this wink, and I'm thinking, what do I gotta do to join this band? Like, I'm thinking, this is standard uniform. This is your uniform right now with blonde and red streaks with gold barrettes and like a form-fitting uniform. And I'm just like, can you defect to Spain? Like, can you just like, I need asylum. It was awesome. It was fun. No, they had they were there, the French were there, and I got to deploy with the Aussies and Canadians, which are the Aussies
Right.
and the Brits. That's the first time in my male life I ever felt like I was being sexually assaulted.
Nope.
With the Brits.
Oh, exactly. It's like we kid with the Navy and the Marines about doing the homoerotic kind of males. No, Brits and the Aussies take it to another level.
Dude, we were in Diego Garcia, where it's a British island in the middle of the Indian Ocean. They had a soccer field, and it was Veterans Day. They had the band America there to play, and no one was on the field. Everyone was around the field because they had a bunch of stuff around the whole field. While we're on the field, you hear the call, Ozzy, 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 oi, oi, oi. And there's two dudes running full clip at each other, butt ass naked. And they get to the center and they just spin, and they're wrestling, like just wrestling. And it's just like,
Why?
like I'm looking around like there's hundreds of people around this field, and they are going at it. Well, what happened was they had some submarines come there, and so they had some British subs there. So those guys got to go on shore leave, and they had some other surface boats come for shore leave, and we're hanging out. And I made some friends, and I remember going to work one day. The same bus that brought you to the bar was the same bus that brought you to work. And I'm in the back of the bus listening to my music on my Walkman CD player. That's how this was back in the day. And I'm sitting there, and my buddies see me like, "Oh, what's up, Irving? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. We're going out for getting this junk, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, I got to go to work. I'm in uniform. And they're like, "Oh, it's okay." And I'm sitting there, and like I'm sitting back. One leg's kind of kicked out in the aisle. One leg's under the bench. And all of a sudden, I feel something tugging on my leg under the bench. Well, one of those fuckers, because they said we're getting nakeded up. And I know what that meant. I found out what that meant. They are trying to undress me out of uniform on the bus. One guy's under the bench with one boot. The other guy's in the aisle with another boot. And the other guy's trying to talk to me above on there, trying to like distract me. And I'm like, you are not distracting from these other dudes trying to take off my clothes from the bottom up. You know? And I'm like, I got to go to work. I'm like kicking them off. Like, just stop it. Awesome dudes to hang out with. Definitely, if I had after being in the shit or altercation, I want these guys. But
Yeah.
I guarantee you, the smallest dudes I've ever seen, they outdrunk we had this B-52 pilot from the Guard that I guarantee you, if he ever went down, he was not ejecting. I will put it like that. I do not know how this guy got in the plane. He had a custom-made flight suit. He was
Dang.
a colonel, full bird, had to be north of 350 pounds.
Oh,
I do not, and this is
Damn.
Louisiana. So Louisiana Guard. So there's some other rules down south. This boy was big. And I literally remember saying, like, if he ejected, I would love to see the video because it's gonna be like one of those NASA things where it's like boom, and the air's gonna finally like suck him out. But he challenged one of those Brits who was like your size, Dave, to drink. That big ass dude wound up drunk on the ground at one of the bars because that little guy just totally was sitting there just going to town, and he was trying to keep up. And woohoo! But yeah, and another thing, the Aussies, they had sensible uniforms.
yeah.
I loved other countries' uniform rules. Like, we're in the middle of the Indian Ocean. You know, you had shale and white sand and hot. They had shorts, low-cut boots, T-shirts. We're running around in BDUs, rolled up sleeves. Like, what? You know? And then they had the T-shirts that were the mesh. Like, it was solid, but it was like the water wicking material. Yeah, so yeah. Shorts. Yeah. So we had all that stuff. Yeah. They had all that stuff. And I just thought it was kind of silly that America did not have that kind of thing. Like, I remember talking to the Canadians, one of their chiefs, their uniform rank, when it got changed to the center, it blended in with the uniform. He literally said, yeah, we called back and said, it doesn't work. We need another color. And they were like, okay. They just fucking changed it with a phone call.
Like when Desert Shield kicked off, we had the desert camouflage, you know, the chocolate chips, but we still had black boots. You know, and it's like, okay, great. You know, this is a thinner material than the woodland camouflage, but we're still sweating in black leather boots in the desert.
No, they did not pass shorts on the flight line at all.
You can't. They are now. Nellis.
Yeah, like in Nellis and stuff like that, probably where it's like super austere. But when you're deployed, there are no short. What you can do is, which I did, you get coveralls 2 sizes bigger, and you wear your PT gear in them.
Shit, I used to be half naked in my coveralls. I'd have like shorts on, and that was it.
What he does.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wore shorts and a t-shirt in my coveralls when I was on the flight line. Sometimes if I was on night shift, I didn't, and depending on the job I was doing, I couldn't wear coveralls. Being sheet metal, I couldn't wear coveralls, and I couldn't wear shorts because of the job I was doing. But
like in the Army, we had winter coveralls and we had cotton coveralls, right?
Yeah,
and they were both thick and sucked. And so, like, we would steal the CVC combat vehicle crewman coveralls, which were like what your guys' flight suits are like, were made out of, that thin, like, para material, you know? And so we'd modify those to be mechanic coveralls instead of like chopper pilot coveralls.
All right. So I don't want to cut you off there, Dave, but I just got an email from the company that does the Hawaiian shirts. And the lady just asked me, because I told her that, I don't know why she asked me the question, but I told her that next Monday we'll be putting in the order for production. And she goes, does that mean I'm putting in the order for sale on Monday? And I'm telling her, yes, ma'am. We're putting that order in on Monday for these Hawaiian shirts. So bam, that's done. That's going out. So you people get on there, order them Hawaiian shirts. Order. Especially if you have a size that's 2X or bigger or medium to small, you need to order it now, because the ones I'm ordering are only going to be larges and extra larges. I might order one medium and one 2X, but other than that, I'm not ordering any outside sizes. I'm only ordering large and extra large, extra, to fulfill the order. So if you have a size that's a small or medium or large, double X, triple X, and it goes to, I think, 4X, you have to look at the site. You need to get on there and get that order placed, or let me know you want to order, and I can put the order in. So when you get the money, we can get you the shirt.
Right.
So I'm not saying you have to put the order in right now, but if you, kind of, what would you call it? You pledge to put an order in to me on, like, just hit me up on the website message me on the website, what your size is, and I can put your name on there and just kind of earmark it. I'll even do that. And I will hold it.
Also, like Felix has said, these Hawaiian shirts fit like Dickies. They have
There's a size chart
and men's sizes. So for the ladies out there, don't think that you're going to get a shirt that doesn't flatter you. They have the women's size with the little taper cut,
Oh, I ordered a men's medium. I have a weird body shape. So women's shirts, when I go like this, my belly goes, hello. So I just stick to men's sizing, and that tends to fit my frame a lot better. It's loose in the shoulders, but it works for me.
Yeah. And that's what
I'm excited. I can wear it with my kid. I'm gonna size him up tonight and ask him if he wants one, and be like, "Look, whenever you get a Hawaiian shirt I was like, you don't, because he doesn't have one right now." And I was like, "But he needs one. He needs one for any of his like burger brands and stuff, Matt."
Yeah, you gotta have one when you're grilling. You're not a dad. Yes. If you're a dad out there without a Hawaiian shirt, you're called a mom. I'm just saying. If you don't have a Hawaiian shirt and you think you're a dad, you're a mom. It's okay. Kids having two moms, that's great. Breastfeeding on both. I said what I said.
Image I did not need.
I said what I said. And it's sad. I thought of Dean when I said that.
I got the mental image of Uncle Cy and all the hair, and I was just like, that poor child.
Kids like
extra fiber. That is the mental image I got. I'm so sorry, Uncle Cy. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Mike Lane, you have two Hawaiian shirts, but do you have a barbecue sauce Hawaiian shirt? Because if you don't have a barbecue sauce Hawaiian shirt, I'm just saying it doesn't count.
Well, and before you were
color alone.
Yeah, before you were big on Tiki-Taki, you would try to do a Hawaiian shirt on Facebook barbecue, and sadly it failed miserably. So that's why this is the second inaugural Hawaiian shirt barbecue.
The second annual first inaugural barbecue Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, the second annual first inaugural barbecue Hawaiian shirt. We're going to make it happen. Like I said before, it was just kind of, and I'm not trying to make this about the business right now, but we have a couple people that are really good customers, but they're guys that are active duty right now, and their wives purchased these shirts, and they are deployed at this moment. And so I want to get this shit done so I can send them that, because it actually kept me up. Like it eats at me. It's that little voice like, you made a promise that this will happen to these people, and I probably shouldn't have, but I did. And I know what it means to folks being deployed, getting that nice gift in, and I wanted it to fucking happen. So, dig deep, folks. Joe Olstein here, trying to tell you.
It goes along.
The barbecue sauce gods.
It goes along with what we're trying to do on this network, which is spread positivity. Like you said, if you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt, you can't be in a bad mood. If you see somebody in a Hawaiian shirt, you're going to smile. And that just spreads it forward,
Michael, so this is the first annual. So next year, if this goes off without a hitch, which it shall, I actually do have plans on another style Hawaiian shirt. This is gonna be a yearly thing. So get your allowances ready, folks, because it'll be cool because it's a cultural thing. So we're spreading positivity with barbecue. Barbecue sauce is not going anywhere. So you guys will be able to be like, when you see that first annual Hawaiian shirt, if you're somewhere with someone and you're out and about and you see that person, you're like, oh, that's the first one, or that's the second annual, that's the third annual one. I'm going to come up with new designs every year. And the Hawaiian style, I'm not the Hawaiian, the Miami style, the company that I'm going with, they sent me a sample from another company, and I like the Hawaiian shirts. So they do have a style that has that one like solid color, and then like the one bar down the mid, like down the one side. Yeah. And I was gonna make that the shirt, but I wanted something that was totally 100% Hawaiian. So I think next year that might be in consideration for the design. Getting it to be more of like that style where it's like the bowling style Hawaiian shirt, where it's a solid color but that colorful strip down there, and then those I'm not gonna say you can put your name on it, but you can get your own name embroidered on it. I can't afford to get that done. That cost will be insane. But yeah, we'll do this up.
Yeah, Dean, you are.
Yes, get it on.
Yes, his mustard rub is one of my personal favorites.
Dude,
and
get on it. You'll be the first
on the
person to order
salmon.
our big butt brisket rub if you get on that. I'm just telling you, you'll be the first one out there. No one's ordered it yet. It's kind of making me feel insecure. Oh. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, guys, it's fun. It's awesome. It's cool. So we have we're doing good on time. We got about 10 minutes going on. Anything apparent going on that you guys want to chat about?
Well, and you kind of told it about how with your struggle recently, and you're going to Sacred Mountain. Don't forget, May is Mental Health Awareness.
Yes.
And yeah, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, but every day should be Mental Health Awareness Month, guys. Like seriously, big everyone, and I'm also one reason my favorite color is red, but remember everyone deployed, and I always say this every Friday, especially the people that don't know. For all those out here who've been deployed, especially you Navy guys who've been on the ships, when you're out and about doing your job, doing the real world job, you are literally never away from like an arm's throw away from another human being. Unless you have some special job where you only have one other person, you cannot, like when you're shitting, when you're in the shower, when you're sleeping, when you're eating, when you're working, someone's always there. So someone has your 6, your 3, your 12, your 9, like your 430. There's always someone around you when you're deployed.
Yep.
Suicides don't generally happen. They do happen when people are deployed, but it don't generally happen when you're deployed. Not like they happen when you come home, when you're done, when your gear's off, when you're back home, downstairs at night, lights off, drinks in hand, watching Lifetime movies or whatever you watch on Netflix or Skinamax. Your family's sleeping and you're still on another time zone in your head or another mode in your brain, and you're sitting there thinking about how you wish you were back out in the shit or back out running, launching planes or flying planes or doing whatever you did in your respective service. Like your Navy guys, like, man, I wish I was still out there on the boat scrubbing Dean's back. I really miss him, or whatever. But no, seriously, all seriousness, it's mainly when you come home, when you're downloaded from your former reality back to real reality, where people need to be watched, people need to be reached out to. So I like to say, remember everybody, because it's not the people that are deployed that always needs the help. It's the people that are home that need the help. The people that are home dealing with so my unit when I was in Oklahoma, I was highly deployed. I was a combat logistics specialist. So that means it was sheet metal, structural maintenance, hydraulics, crew chief, fuel cell, and electricians. Those 5 jobs in a team deploying to like a B-1 landed without landing gear. What do? We brought cranes in, we lifted it up. We went to A-Mart, got parts on it, got parts, shipped them over there. We stripped parts off that, replaced it, flew that motherfucker out. Well, you do your job when you're deployed. When you come home, it's like, what? You don't have that camaraderie. You don't have always the connection, and it's your thoughts kick up and everything else happens and blah, blah, blah. And then you start drinking because you couldn't drink for the 6 months or the year or however long you're deployed. And that's when people need to be reached out to. That's when people need to be cared for more. So I like to say, remember everybody, not only the people that are deployed, but remember everybody, because you are still fighting a bigger battle when you come home, and it doesn't stop. Hell, what happened with me kicked off from 2006. Like, yeah, who knew? And it hit me like a fucking Mack truck pushed by a train, like straight up. And I had to really I shaved my damn beard off. I had that shit for 9 years, So it's serious, folks. Like even the sauce boss, I'm not immortal. Well, I'm immortal. I'm gonna live forever, but I'm not, impervious to a little bit of mental health issues. I'm just saying.
Well, and like you said, nobody is immune to this. You know,
Yeah.
that's our reason for being here is that, reach out, if something's not feeling right, hit somebody up, whether it's me, Felix, Jen, Jade, Lunchbox, Judy,
Been on
anybody
the
else on the
barbecue,
network, hit somebody up, talk, get it out there. If somebody doesn't answer, keep reaching out.
And that's crazy with all my knowledge. So even though I did that job, one of my alternate duties, because everyone knows in the military, you got that extra duty. My
Yeah.
extra duty was suicide prevention monitor. Like, I have literally been a part of this world from the worst side to what I guess you can consider the best side, where people reaching out, where I was called because we worked with the police and we were liaisons between the command and the cops and the families. We just kind of did that. But my main job was briefing. And I was also a kind of a victim of my ability to bullshit, because I sat there at a briefing once at Tinker Air Force Base, and this was when I just did briefings kind of for my squad and whoever else when we had mandatory mental health briefings. And I would sit up there in the theater, and my opening line was to the whole theater. I'd walk around with my mic and go, "What's the one thing men do better than women?" And I'd sit there and everyone, I'd point and they say stuff and point, and I'd say that. I'd be like, nope. And then I'm like, you want to know what it is? And they're like, what? I'm like, well, guess what we do better than women? We kill ourselves way better, which is true. The metrics on when men try, we don't try, we succeed. And the metrics, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but a lot of females and younger people, it's a cry for help. Well, guys usually pass that cry for help because we never cry. We just get to the point where we do. Yeah. And that's one of the things. And I didn't know this, but the base commander happened to be in that briefing. And so afterwards, he come up to me and I'm like, "Oh, how you doing, sir?" He goes, "Hey, Sergeant Irving, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, that was a great briefing." I was like, I didn't even know, because I was joking. I'm cursing. And because you don't get through to people with analytics and scales and charts. You get through to people with comedy and being real. And I just try to make folks laugh because it makes an impression. When you laugh and you hear something, you remember it, And I didn't want it to be a standard military briefing. And he pretty much made me the briefer for suicide prevention and one of the lead NCOs. I'm like, damn. I'm like, can I deploy now? Out anywhere? Just get out of here. But yeah, we got called anytime there was an attempt or a success, and it sucked, So even with all that, it was one of those things that I still didn't. You just eat it, and you dig into things like, these here, which is a great Budweiser beer that's made with Jim Beam, But yeah, but you lose yourself, and sometimes you need to find yourself. So reach out, folks. Do the damn thing. So we got a couple more minutes, and we're gonna say our goodbyes, and I'll let ladies first, Jen.
So part of taking care of other people is you can't pour. Well, you can't pour from an empty cup. And part of mental health is making sure you're taking care of you. So I challenge you with this week to do something that is just for you, solely for you. It doesn't have to be anything big. Could be something as simple as, I don't know, getting to bed at a decent hour and lightening your load. So something along those lines to help take care of yourself.
Take a load off. I totally, and a lot of times, piggybacking off of what Jen said, you got to take time for yourself, and I've done it. Felix, Jen, you've probably done it. You forget about taking care of yourself and doing things just for you sometimes, whether it's, sitting out on your deck and shooting a bow down in the woods, or whether it's going for a jog, whether it's, playing video games, whether it's doing tinkering with trains and making those things go back to normal. You got to take time for you.
Go to the lake.
Yes, that is a great way to do some self-care. I wish I could go out to the lake.
Yeah,
but
so
instead I run.
I'll wrap this up with my last thoughts. I will not use any of those pre-programmed words from the sheeple in the room. So there's no other things. I won't even say them. But I'd like to say, guys, thank you for getting on here. Thanks for letting us bend your ear. Thanks for being there. Thanks to those like Dave who literally text me every morning, good morning, which was at like 3 or 4 this morning, which was like, I was already up. What the hell are you doing up? You know,
Right.
he texts me night, brother. And, you know, other folks that aren't on here, they do pop in that, you know, kind of know what's going on. And it's just, I'm pretty close to, because I've known him for a minute, and we kind of commiserate and we just talk about it. Because that is the biggest part of just being an ear for someone, you know, because I'm not going to lie, it's been so hard that I literally for a moment thought like, I'm not going to talk to anybody because I'm not, like, people got their own shit, you know, but sometimes you talking to that person for a day, a week, a month, a year. If it's just a conversation on the phone for 5 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, guess what? I will take that time out of my life to give to you, because that time out of my life keeps you alive, you know? And so, yeah, just thank you guys for being on here. I love you all, and you guys have one amazing night. Don't forget to follow all our other shows on Veterans Anonymous. Tomorrow will be Scramjet with Dave. I won't be here because I have a meeting. Other than that, guys, love you and peace.